Over 40 and tired of outfits that look great on the rack but fall flat in the mirror? You're not alone, and you're not the problem. You clicked because you care about how you show up. That already puts you ahead of most men. In the next few minutes, I'll break down 7 trending choices that can age you fast, and the easy switches that sharpen your silhouette, simplify decisions, and raise your presence in photos, meetings, and everyday life. Trend number 1. Oversized everything. Let's start with something you've probably noticed everywhere: the oversized trend. Baggy hoodies 3 sizes too big, loose-fitting jeans that could fit 2 people, oversized t-shirts that hang like tents. It's everywhere, from social media influencers to high-end fashion shows, from your local mall to premium boutiques. This trend has completely dominated the last few years, and I understand the appeal. There's something comfortable about loose-fitting clothes. They're forgiving after a big meal, they don't require perfect tailoring, and they seem effortlessly cool when you see them on younger guys. Here's the thing: when you're 25, oversized clothing can give you that relaxed, effortless vibe that suggests confidence and ease. Your young body naturally fills out loose clothing in a way that looks intentional. The proportions work differently when you have that youthful frame and natural posture. But when you're over 40, the same look can make you appear like you've given up on your physique, like you're hiding something, or worse, like you're borrowing clothes from someone else's closet. The oversized trend works for younger men because their bodies naturally fill out loose clothing differently, and their overall energy and posture carry the look. At 40 and beyond, you've earned your body. Whether you're in the best shape of your life, dealing with the natural changes that come with age, or somewhere in between. Your shoulders have broadened with experience, your posture has settled into something more authoritative, and your overall presence commands different proportions. Oversized clothing tends to hide what you want to showcase and emphasize what you'd rather downplay. It can make your shoulders look narrower, your torso appear shapeless, and your legs seem shorter. Instead of creating that effortless, cool vibe, it often just looks like you don't know how clothes should fit. The solution isn't switching to skin-tight clothing that shows every curve. It's about finding that sweet spot where your clothes acknowledge that you have a shape worth showing. A well-fitted shirt that follows your natural silhouette will always look more expensive and intentional than something that drowns your frame. Think about the men you admire, the ones who always look put together and confident. They're not wearing oversized clothing. They're wearing pieces that fit their bodies like they were made for them, creating clean lines that complement their natural proportions. When you wear properly fitted clothing, something interesting happens. You stand taller, your shoulders naturally square themselves, and you carry yourself with more confidence. The clothes work with your body instead of against it. This doesn't mean everything needs to be tailored by a professional, though that's never a bad investment. It means being honest about your actual size and choosing pieces that skim your body without overwhelming it. The goal is to look intentional, successful, and comfortable in your own skin. But here's where it gets interesting. If you think oversized clothing is the biggest culprit when it comes to aging you prematurely, wait until you see what this next trend does to your overall presence. Trend number 2. Ultra-distressed denim. Ripped jeans. Heavily distressed denim. Jeans with strategic holes at the knees, thighs, and pockets. This trend has been absolutely huge for the past few years. Walk into any clothing store, and you'll see jeans that look like they've been through a blender, attacked by a cheese grater, or deliberately destroyed by a team of professionals. The distressed denim trend has reached almost absurd levels. Some jeans now cost hundreds of dollars specifically because of how thoroughly they've been damaged. Pre-ripped, pre-faded, pre-aged, everything that used to happen naturally through years of wear is now manufactured in factories. For men over 40, this presents a unique challenge that goes beyond just aesthetics. While distressed denim can look authentically worn in and effortlessly cool on younger guys, who presumably earned those holes through skateboarding, working, or just living an active lifestyle, it often reads completely differently on mature men. Instead of looking effortlessly cool, heavily ripped jeans can make you appear like you're trying too hard to recapture something from your past, like you're cosplaying as your younger self, or like you don't understand what's appropriate for your current station in life. The disconnect between your maturity and artificially youthful clothing creates an uncomfortable visual tension. Here's the deeper issue. You've lived enough life to have authentic character in your clothing choices. You don't need a factory to distress your jeans for you. If you want jeans with character, you can create that character through actual wear, quality construction, and thoughtful choices. The key insight here isn't that you should avoid all casual denim. That would be impractical and unnecessary. It's about understanding the difference between character and costume. A pair of naturally faded jeans with subtle wear tells a story of experience, quality, and authenticity. Jeans with strategically placed rips and artificial aging can look like you're playing dress-up or trying to signal something that doesn't match your reality. Think about what your clothing is communicating. When you're at a business casual event, a client meeting, or even a weekend barbecue with friends, what story do heavily distressed jeans tell about you? Do they enhance your authority and sophistication, or do they undermine it? The alternative isn't switching to formal trousers for everything. It's choosing denim that works with your lifestyle and goals. A clean pair of well-fitting jeans in a classic wash, dark indigo, classic blue, or even black, will always look more sophisticated and intentional than something that's been artificially aged. If you want texture and character in your denim, look for subtle fading that happens naturally over time, quality construction that gets better with age, and cuts that complement your current build rather than the build you had 20 years ago. Pay attention to the rise, the leg opening, and the overall proportions. Consider investing in premium denim that's designed to age beautifully rather than jeans that start out looking destroyed. Quality denim brands understand that men over 40 want character without costume, sophistication without stuffiness. The goal is to look like you know what you're doing, like you make thoughtful choices, not like you're following trends meant for college campuses or trying to relive your youth through your clothing. Now, speaking of trying to look younger, this next trend might be the worst offender when it comes to adding years instead of subtracting them, and it has everything to do with the messages you're literally wearing on your chest. Trend number 3, graphic tees with aggressive messaging. Graphic t-shirts have absolutely exploded in popularity over the past few years. Everything from vintage band tees to shirts with bold statements, internet memes, political slogans, workout mantras, or edgy humor. They're casual, they're expressive, they seem authentic, and they're absolutely everywhere you look. The graphic tee market has become incredibly sophisticated, with some shirts costing as much as dress shirts and being sold in high-end boutiques alongside luxury items. There are vintage reproductions, limited edition drops, collaborations between artists and brands, and entire companies built around clever sayings and eye-catching designs. I completely understand the appeal. Graphic tees can feel like a way to express your personality, your interests, your sense of humor, or your values without having to say a word. They're comfortable, versatile, and can add some visual interest to an otherwise simple outfit. But here's what most men over 40 don't realize. The wrong graphic tee can instantly date you, make you look like you're having a midlife crisis, or suggest that you don't understand appropriate boundaries for different situations. Shirts with aggressive slogans, outdated references, overly busy designs, or inappropriate humor often work against the sophistication you've naturally developed over the years. The problem isn't just about the messages themselves. It's about what wearing those messages suggests about your judgment, your self-awareness, and your understanding of different social contexts. When you're over 40, people expect a certain level of maturity in how you present yourself to the world. A shirt that says something confrontational, sexual, or deliberately offensive might get laughs from certain people, but it can also close doors, create awkward situations, or make you look like you're trying to prove something. At your age, you have the luxury of letting your actions, your character, and your accomplishments speak louder than your clothing. This doesn't mean you should only wear plain colors for the rest of your life, or that you can't have any fun with your wardrobe. It means being selective and strategic about the messages you're literally wearing on your chest. Context matters enormously. A vintage concert tee from a band you actually saw, an artist you genuinely admire, or a cause you authentically support can be cool, authentic, and interesting. It tells a story about your experiences and interests. But a shirt with an internet meme, an aggressive statement about your personality, or a joke that was funny 5 years ago might send the wrong signal about your awareness and judgment. Consider your lifestyle and the different situations you find yourself in. If you're dropping kids off at school, attending a casual work event, or meeting new people, what does your t-shirt communicate about you before you even open your mouth? When you do choose graphic tees, look for subtle designs, quality materials, and references that feel timeless rather than trendy. A well-made shirt with a simple logo, an understated graphic, or a classic design will always look more expensive and intentional than something covered in text, complicated graphics, or references that require explanation. Think about the difference between a vintage Coca-Cola tee and a shirt with a detailed meme about your coffee addiction. Both might be humorous, but one suggests classic taste, while the other might just look like you're trying too hard to be relatable. The goal is to look intentional and thoughtful, not like you grabbed the first thing you saw at a gas station or ordered something because it showed up in your social media feed. But if you think graphic tees can age you, wait until you see what this next trend does to your overall silhouette and your comfort level throughout the day. Trend number 4, super skinny fits. Skinny jeans, ultra-slim shirts, tight-fitting everything. This trend dominated fashion for years and is still going strong in many circles, especially among younger men and in certain style communities. The idea behind super skinny fits is that tighter clothing creates a more streamlined, modern silhouette that looks contemporary and fashion-forward. You see this trend everywhere. Jeans that require a struggle to pull on, shirts that show every contour of your torso, blazers with minimal ease through the chest and arms. The fashion industry has pushed this silhouette as the epitome of modern masculinity, suggesting that anything looser looks dated or sloppy. I understand why this trend gained traction. On the right body type, super skinny fits can create clean lines and a very contemporary aesthetic. They photograph well, they look sharp in certain contexts, and they definitely make a statement about being fashion aware. But for men over 40, super skinny fits can backfire in several significant ways. First, they're often genuinely uncomfortable, especially if your body has changed since your 20s. Most men experience natural changes in their physique as they age. Broader shoulders, a different waist-to-hip ratio, or simply carrying themselves differently than they did at 25. Second, super skinny clothing can actually emphasize areas you'd rather downplay while creating an overall look that seems forced or unnatural. When clothes are too tight, they create tension lines, pulling across areas where they shouldn't, and generally making you look like you're wearing the wrong size. Third, there's the comfort factor. Life is too short to spend your day in clothing that restricts your movement, cuts into your waist, or makes you self-conscious about sitting down, bending over, or just moving naturally through your day. Here's the thing about skinny fits. They require a very specific body type to look natural and effortless. Most men over 40 have developed a more substantial presence, broader shoulders from years of carrying responsibility, a more settled posture that comes with confidence and experience, or simply a different relationship with their body than they had in their youth. Fighting against your natural build instead of working with it rarely looks sophisticated. When you're constantly adjusting your clothes, tugging at shirts that are too tight, or walking differently because your jeans are too restrictive, it shows. People can sense when you're uncomfortable in your clothes, and it undermines the confidence you're trying to project. The alternative isn't baggy, shapeless clothing. That would just swing the pendulum too far in the other direction. It's finding that sweet spot of tailored fits that complement your current physique while allowing you to move comfortably and confidently through your day. This means jeans that fit well through the waist and thighs without being restrictive, shirts that follow your natural lines without clinging, and blazers that give you room to gesture naturally without pulling across your back or chest. Think of proper fit as your secret weapon. Clothes that fit your actual body, not the body you had or wish you had, will make you look more confident, more successful, and frankly, more expensive. You've earned the right to prioritize comfort and sophistication over following trends that weren't designed for your lifestyle or body type. A well-tailored shirt in a quality fabric will always trump something that's fashionably tight but uncomfortable. The goal is to look effortlessly put together, not like you're squeezed into clothes from another era or trying to inhabit a silhouette that doesn't suit you. The most stylish men understand that fit is everything, and that the best fit is one that makes you forget you're wearing clothes at all. Speaking of comfort and appropriateness, this next trend might be the most confusing one of all, because it's supposed to be timeless, but timing and context make all the difference. Trend number 5. Trendy sneaker obsession. Sneaker culture has absolutely exploded into something that would have been unimaginable even a decade ago. Limited releases that sell out in minutes, collaborations between luxury brands and streetwear companies, shoes that cost more than some people's monthly rent. There are apps dedicated to buying and selling sneakers, people camping out for releases, and entire online communities built around the latest drops. The sneaker market has become incredibly sophisticated and expensive. You've got collaborations between high-end fashion houses and athletic brands, limited editions that appreciate in value like investments, and marketing campaigns that create genuine hysteria around product launches. Some of these sneakers cost more than quality leather dress shoes, and people line up around the block to buy them. I see men of all ages getting caught up in this culture, checking release calendars, following sneaker blogs, and spending significant money on shoes that are often more about hype than functionality or versatility. It's become a legitimate hobby, and for some, an obsession. For men over 40, the sneaker game can be a minefield that's easy to navigate incorrectly. While quality sneakers definitely have their place in your wardrobe, they're comfortable, practical, and can work well in casual settings. Chasing every trend or wearing extremely flashy, logo-heavy sneakers can make you look like you're trying to fit in with a much younger crowd. The issue isn't sneakers themselves, it's the approach and the specific choices you make. Sneakers covered in bright colors, excessive branding, futuristic designs, or attention-grabbing details often look out of place with the refined casual style that works best for mature men. They can make an otherwise sophisticated outfit look confused or mismatched. Think about it from a practical perspective. If you're wearing well-fitted chinos and a quality button-down shirt, adding neon-bright sneakers with multiple logos and reflective details creates a disconnect. The sophistication of your outfit gets undermined by footwear that's shouting for attention. There's also the question of authenticity. Sneaker culture is deeply rooted in youth culture, street culture, and athletic performance. When you're over 40 and chasing the same releases as teenagers, it can look like you're trying to be something you're not, or like you don't understand what's appropriate for your stage of life. Instead of following sneaker hype and release calendars, focus on versatile, well-made options that complement your overall style and actually serve your lifestyle. A clean white leather sneaker from a quality brand, a classic canvas style in neutral colors, or a sophisticated running shoe that you can actually run in will serve you much better than something that's designed primarily to generate social media buzz. Consider your actual needs and activities. Do you need shoes for walking, working out, casual weekends, or travel? Choose sneakers that excel in those areas, rather than ones that exist primarily for their hype value or Instagram appeal. The best sneakers for men over 40 are the ones that look intentional rather than impulsive, versatile rather than hyper-specific, and sophisticated rather than attention-seeking. They should enhance your outfits, not compete with them or dominate them. Think about building a small rotation of quality sneakers that work with multiple outfits and serve different purposes, rather than accumulating a large collection of trendy options that you rarely wear and that quickly look dated. The goal is to look like you choose your shoes thoughtfully, based on quality and versatility, not like you're camping out for the latest release or trying to impress people with your knowledge of sneaker culture. But if you think sneakers can send the wrong message about your priorities, this next trend might be even more problematic when it comes to how others perceive your professionalism and life priorities. Trend number 6. Athleisure as everyday wear. Athleisure has completely taken over casual fashion. Workout clothes that look good enough to wear anywhere, joggers that supposedly pass for dress pants, hoodies that cost more than some blazers, and technical fabrics that promise to take you from the gym to dinner to the office. The line between athletic wear and streetwear has not just blurred, it's basically disappeared entirely. This trend represents a fundamental shift in how we think about casual clothing. Brands have invested billions in creating athletic wear that looks sophisticated enough for non-athletic activities, marketing the idea that you can seamlessly transition from yoga class to lunch meeting to evening out without changing clothes. The athleisure market has become incredibly sophisticated, with luxury brands creating their own versions of elevated workout wear, premium fabrics that cost more per yard than traditional suiting materials, and designs that are specifically intended to be worn in non-gym settings. I understand the enormous appeal. Athleisure is comfortable, practical, easy to care for, and often genuinely well-designed. After years of wearing restrictive business clothing or formal casual wear, the freedom of stretchy, breathable, easy-moving clothes can feel revolutionary. But for men over 40, especially those in professional environments or those who want to project authority and competence, athleisure as everyday wear can send problematic signals about your priorities, your professionalism, and your understanding of appropriate dress codes. The fundamental challenge with athleisure is that it's designed to look casual and relaxed, which is perfect at the gym, during workouts, or on lazy weekends, but can work against you in situations where you want to project competence, authority, or respect for the environment you're in. When you show up to a business casual meeting in what are essentially workout clothes, you're communicating something about how seriously you take that meeting, how much effort you put into your appearance, and how well you understand social expectations. It might feel comfortable and practical to you, but it can read as disrespectful or checked out to others. There's also the age factor. Athleisure works differently on different age groups. A 25-year-old in joggers and a hoodie might look relaxed and approachable. The same outfit on a 45-year-old might suggest that they've given up on traditional standards of dress, that they don't understand professional expectations, or that they're having some kind of midlife crisis where comfort has trumped all other considerations. This doesn't mean you should never wear comfortable clothes or that you need to be formal in every situation. It means being strategic and contextual about when and where you embrace the athleisure trend. Save the technical fabrics, sporty silhouettes, and obviously athletic-inspired pieces for appropriate settings: the gym, hiking, casual weekend activities, or other contexts where athletic wear makes sense. For everything else, invest in quality casual wear that's comfortable but doesn't scream gym clothes. The difference might seem subtle, but it's significant. Well-made casual pants and comfortable fabrics, quality knit shirts that aren't obviously athletic, and casual shoes that aren't sneakers can be just as comfortable as athleisure while communicating something completely different about your priorities and awareness. Think of it this way. You probably have more situations in your life where you need to look capable, put together, and respectful of social norms than the average 22-year-old. Your clothing should reflect that reality and support your goals rather than working against them. The goal is to look ready for whatever your day brings, whether that's a client call, a school event, or a casual dinner, not like you just rolled out of bed, came straight from a workout, or stopped caring about the impression you make. Now, this final trend might surprise you because it's actually considered quite sophisticated and expensive. But as with so many things in style, timing and context make all the difference. Trend number 7. Overly formal accessories. Here's a trend that might catch you off guard because it seems like it should be a positive thing: wearing overly formal accessories with casual outfits. Think dress watches with t-shirts and jeans, formal leather dress shoes with weekend wear, dressy belts with casual pants, or formal jewelry with relaxed clothing. The idea behind this trend is to elevate casual looks with sophisticated, expensive pieces. This approach has gained popularity through social media and style influencers who promote the idea of mixing high and low, elevating basics, or adding sophistication to casual wear. You'll see photos of guys wearing expensive dress watches with hoodies, formal leather shoes with distressed jeans, or multiple pieces of formal jewelry with t-shirts and shorts. On the surface, this seems like good advice. Investing in quality accessories is generally a smart move, and there's definitely something appealing about the idea that you can make any outfit look more expensive by adding sophisticated elements. The problem for men over 40 is that this approach can backfire, making you look like you don't understand the dress code for different situations, like you're overthinking your outfit, or like you're trying too hard to force sophistication into contexts where it doesn't belong. Instead of looking effortlessly sophisticated, mismatched formality levels can make you appear out of touch, confused about appropriate dress codes, or like you're wearing pieces without understanding their proper context. The disconnect between formal accessories and casual clothing creates visual tension that rarely looks intentional. The issue isn't the accessories themselves. A beautiful dress watch, quality leather shoes, or elegant jewelry are all worthwhile investments. It's about context, proportion, and understanding that sophistication comes from appropriate choices, not just expensive ones. When you wear a formal dress watch, something designed for business suits and formal events, with a casual t-shirt and jeans, the watch often looks out of place rather than elevating the outfit. The same principle applies to formal leather dress shoes with weekend casual wear, or dressy belts with relaxed pants. The mismatch suggests either that you don't understand when to wear different types of accessories or that you're trying to force sophistication into situations where a more relaxed approach would be more appropriate and natural. A better approach is to match your accessories to the formality level of your outfit and the context you're in. Quality casual watches, clean sneakers, or casual leather shoes, simple leather belts, and understated jewelry will often serve you better than trying to force formal elements into casual settings. This doesn't mean your accessories should be cheap or thoughtless. It means choosing pieces that speak the same language as the rest of your outfit and the environment you're in. A great field watch, quality casual shoes, or a simple leather bracelet can be just as sophisticated as formal accessories while being more contextually appropriate. Think about each situation as having its own dress code language. You want all elements of your outfit, clothes, shoes, accessories, grooming, to be speaking the same language. Mixed messages in clothing rarely look intentional. They usually just look confusing or suggest poor judgment. The goal is to look like you understand the nuances of different dress codes and social contexts, not like you're wearing your entire collection of nice things all at once, regardless of whether they work together. The most stylish men over 40 understand that sophistication comes from appropriateness and intentionality, not from forcing expensive pieces into every situation. The bigger picture, understanding what works at your age. Here's what ties all of these trends together. They're not inherently bad or wrong, but they were designed with different priorities, different body types, and different life contexts than what works best for men over 40. Most fashion trends prioritize novelty over timelessness, youth appeal over sophisticated maturity, social media impact over real-world appropriateness, and trendy relevance over lasting style. Understanding this shift is crucial. When you're in your 20s, experimenting with trends, pushing boundaries, and trying new things is part of figuring out who you are and how you want to present yourself to the world. Fashion can be playful, experimental, and even mistakes can look charming or authentic. But at your age, you have different advantages and different goals. You understand quality over quantity. You've developed your own sense of what looks good on you through years of trial and error. You have the confidence to make choices based on what actually works for your life, not what's trending on social media or what influencers are promoting. You also have different life contexts than younger men. You're more likely to be in professional environments where your appearance affects how others perceive your competence. You might be interacting with clients, colleagues, or other adults who expect a certain level of appropriateness in how you present yourself. Your body has changed, and that's not a negative thing. It's just a reality that smart clothing choices should acknowledge. Your shoulders might be broader, your posture more settled, your overall presence more substantial. Working with these changes rather than against them will always look more sophisticated than trying to force your current self into styles designed for your younger self. The most stylish men over 40 aren't the ones following every trend blindly. They're the ones who understand which elements of current fashion work for them and which ones don't. They've learned to be selective, intentional, and confident in their choices. This approach requires a different mindset than chasing trends. Instead of asking, "What's popular right now?" you start asking, "What works for my body, my lifestyle, my goals, and my budget?" Instead of following fashion rules created by and for other people, you develop your own sense of what makes you look and feel your best. The result is a more authentic, more confident, and ultimately more attractive personal style. When you dress in a way that works with your age, your lifestyle, and your natural advantages, everything else falls into place. You look like you know what you're doing, like you're comfortable with who you are, and like you make thoughtful decisions. What to do instead? Building a foundation that works. Instead of chasing every trend or completely avoiding contemporary fashion, focus on building a wardrobe foundation around pieces that make you look confident, appropriate, and authentically yourself. This means investing in quality over quantity and choosing pieces that will work for multiple situations and multiple years. Start with the basics that every man over 40 should have: well-fitted jeans in classic washes that work with your body type, quality shirts in versatile colors that can be dressed up or down, shoes that are appropriate for your actual lifestyle, and accessories that match the formality level of your wardrobe. When you do incorporate trends, be selective and strategic. Ask yourself, does this trend work with my body type? Does it fit my lifestyle and the situations I find myself in? Does it align with the image I want to project? Will I still like it in 2 years? The goal isn't to look younger. That's a losing game that usually backfires. The goal is to look like the best version of yourself at whatever age you are. Some trends will work for you, others won't, and that's perfectly fine. The key is developing the confidence to choose thoughtfully rather than following blindly. Consider your lifestyle holistically. If you're in a professional environment, your casual wear should still communicate competence and respect for social norms. If you're active, your clothing should accommodate that activity while still looking intentional. If you value comfort, prioritize pieces that feel good without looking like you've given up. Pay attention to fit above all else. The difference between looking cheap and looking expensive often comes down to how well your clothes fit your actual body. This might mean investing in tailoring for key pieces, being honest about your current size, or choosing brands that cut their clothes for more mature body types. Quality matters more at your age than it did when you were younger. You're likely wearing clothes less often, but for longer periods, you have more situations where you need to look put together, and you can probably afford to invest in pieces that will last. Choose natural fabrics over synthetic ones when possible, classic cuts over trendy ones, and versatile pieces over hyper-specific ones. Develop a signature approach rather than following every trend. This might mean always wearing quality leather shoes, focusing on perfect fits, choosing a consistent color palette, or investing in one category of clothing where you refuse to compromise on quality. Remember, you've earned the right to prioritize quality over quantity, comfort over trendiness, appropriateness over following every fashion rule, and authenticity over trying to fit in with crowds that aren't even your demographic. If you found this helpful and want more style insights that actually work for men over 40, advice that's practical, realistic, and designed for your actual life rather than some idealized version of it, hit that subscribe button. I'm here to help you navigate the difference between what's trendy and what actually works for your goals, your body, and your lifestyle. What's one trend from today's list that you're thinking of reconsidering? Maybe it's those ripped jeans that felt cool in the store but look wrong in your actual life. Or those trendy sneakers that cost more than dress shoes but don't work with anything else in your wardrobe. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and your questions and experiences often inspire my next videos. The best style advice comes from understanding real challenges that real men are facing, not from theoretical fashion rules or trends that look good on social media but fall apart in real life. Remember, confidence is your best accessory, and it shows when you're wearing clothes that were chosen thoughtfully, intentionally, and with a clear understanding of what works for who you are right now. You've earned the right to dress like the accomplished, experienced, confident man you are.